Dear Venerable, dear brothers and sisters, it's another hectic Friday evening, and thank you for having me this evening one more time. So, as you know already, today's topic is I thought I was meditating, the masquerading tendencies of the mind. And then don't get scared and don't worry that the topic looks deep, and then sometimes maybe the topic may not really make any sense at this point. So as we continue, you will get what it is. So I thought I was meditating, and that's the first part. And then the masquerading tendencies of the mind, and that's the first part, the first phrase. The first phrase corresponds to the second part, the masquerading tendencies. First, I would like to explain the topic a little bit. So I thought I was meditating. Have you ever meditated? And of course you have, right? And then the kind of meditation I'm going to talk about at Kinnara Metta Buddhist Society today, here, is not really a typical meditation sitting, right? Whenever you hear the word meditation, it's you picture yourself, you imagine yourself in a sitting posture, perhaps lotus posture, or with your legs cross-legged, with your eyes closed, sometimes shivering, sometimes struggling, sometimes trying to focus, and then on and off opening your eyes and just scanning around and seeing whether everybody else is really meditating, or why not me, or sometimes everybody else isn't, but whereas you are meditating, and then or sometimes you would specifically go to a particular place simply because there's a meditation thing going on, or you will try your best to avoid that place because it's a meditation thing. So it could be both, whatever it is. So meditation is the kind of meditation, the way that the meditation has to be done, could be a little bit different than the way you think about it. Well, so Buddha clearly says in the Majjhima Nikaya that meditation is something instant. It is part of your daily life practice. And of course, Buddhism is not really an ism, right? Buddha has never taught an ism. Over the past 2 millennia and a half, Buddha's doctrine, the Dharma, has been integrated, has gone through lots of transformation, whether cultural or geographical, and especially when you say geographical, of course it's cultural. So, and then on the cultural level, you can see Buddhism, but ism, and ism means a kind of dogma, an established theory, established norm that you find it difficult to give up. That's what it's a dogma, it's an ism. Whereas Buddha has never taught an ism, but somehow the Dharma has now come to be identified as Buddhism, Buddha's ism, right? So it's not an ism. Whereas Dharma is the way it is, the reality it is, the truth it is. So let's say in your Dharma practice, one example, and then you meditate, you read Dharma books, and then despite all that, sometimes you feel really down, and you totally give up your practice, lose your balance, and you are hot-tempered, and then you are angry, frustrated, right? And then have you gotten away from the Dharma practice? Have you led yourself away from the Dharma practice as you are angry? No. Then how to stay in the Dharma practice even if you are angry? Well, when you are happy, happiness is a good tendency of the mind. It's a good emotion. Whereas anger, as you know, is a negative tendency of the mind. It's a negative emotion. To see both, when you are happy, you see happiness as it is. When you are angry, you try your best in your effort to cope with your anger. You understand. As you understand that you are angry, you see the very nature of yourself being angry, and that's what we call seeing the true nature as it is. Simply because you are angry, you have never been away from Dharma practice. What really matters in Dharma practice is whether or not you are happy, and you are, of course, you are angry, suppose, and then you understand that you are angry. You see that reality. You see that tendency is overpowering you, is bothering you, and you see that very psychological reality going on. And that's Dharma. So, and then that you need to cope with your anger, that you need to suppress or overcome your anger is secondary. What is primary, or what is you are supposed to do primarily, is that you understand that you have such a negative tendency of the mind that you are encountering right now. And that's why Dharma is very easy to practice. So that's why on January the 12th, I completed 11 years of my life in North America. So that day I recall that. I was happy because it's a different world in America. You have to deal with drug addicts, angry people, frustrated people, people that are obese, and then people that suffer from the reality of aging, and people who are trying to survive economically, and the people who are rich or affluent, and then in such a highly materialistic society. And society is very diverse. It's comprised of people from different backgrounds, whether cultural, ethnic, religious, etc., etc. And then it's very diverse society. But still, there are so many people from different backgrounds coming together to practice some Dharma. And they practice Dharma in such a way that they find their own way to Dharma practice. And that's what matters. Let's say one American is angry and then he will drop by the temple and he is telling the Bhante, today I'm really frustrated. I'm angry. So I'm just here to relax. And then I feel I'm worried that I lost my balance. I said something to my wife, I said something to my colleagues, I insulted them. I'm shivering in anger, so I can't control myself. And this is not the first time, as you know, this happened many times. Every time it happened, I would drop by the temple and tell you. And today it is one more time. And then, in case I ask the American friend, you know what, in Buddhist you are not supposed to get angry. You are not supposed to get angry. If I said that, he would leave me right away, most probably never to return. Never to come back. And that's wrong advice, that's wrong Dharma advice. That's not what Buddhism means. That's not what Dharma is. And then there's a way to help him overcome his or her anger. And basically you give awareness to them, you give some degree of awareness to them. They need some awareness. They need some perspective. And then it is a situation that you have to deal with carefully, and